Have you ever had a situation where you have your harvest ready and then the market is flooded?
Yes.
So you've been harvesting
yes.
every week?
No, for greenhouse, every after 4 days.
Huh?
Yeah.
Every 4 days?
Every 4 days you'll be harvesting.
That's like almost twice
a week. Yeah. Six tons.
6 tons?
Yeah.
From this
100 square meter greenhouse, we have it 6 tons.
Ah, yeah.
So you can imagine.
Yeah.
How many hectares? Period that you harvest for these tomatoes, 9 months to 12 months harvesting.
This is very important because this for me, you know, some of us status has last week. Yes, people of the internet, if you've been wondering what business you can do on a very small piece of land, this is the video series that you need not to miss. Watch this video to the end and a lot of things you are going to learn in this one.
Thank you so much, Kundai. It's a pleasure really to welcome you at our small venture, farm. Farm itself, I am the director. My name is Mr. Denere, and I am the one who oversees the operations. Farm.
Yes.
So where we are currently, we are at our horticulture section, which we normally call section 2. And this is where normally we grow our horticulture products, which encompasses tomatoes and others that we'll see as we go around.
All right. So I think we can go as we talk. Yes.
All right.
You are saying your small venture. As for me, I wouldn't call this a small venture.
It's a growing venture.
Yeah, because this is
mainly where we are now going is our greenhouse project. And in the greenhouse project, we are mainly focusing on the tomato crop. That is the one that we have started with.
All right.
But let me also introduce our supervisor.
All right.
Mr. Prince Zunza is our supervisor. He is the one who oversees the operations at section 2. So he will also be helping as we go around.
All right.
Yeah.
So I'm seeing here. Can you tell us what's happening?
In this portion, that's where we had our trial run for our potatoes.
All right.
So we've just harvested the potatoes.
All right.
And now we are preparing the land for the next crop, which is the cabbage, which is the winter crop.
Winter crop.
Yeah.
All right.
And beside it, we have also our green pepper.
All right.
So this is our trial run again. We just wanted to see how it performs in the open field.
All right.
We know it does well in the
greenhouse. Yeah, I have heard it does very well in the greenhouse.
So we are just having a trial run. Wanted to see how it does in the open.
All right.
Before we really introduce it in the greenhouse for our market.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. That is something. You were saying something about this, and I think I will ask maybe like how was it? Are you going to be putting it in the greenhouse, or especially when it comes to the you said potatoes, right?
No, these were potatoes. Potatoes don't do well in the greenhouse.
In the greenhouse.
Yeah.
All right.
They normally do well in the open field.
In the open field.
So we're taking advantage of the warm weather that was prevailing in the summer. So we wanted to take advantage also of the natural rains that would be falling.
Yes.
That's why we had done the potatoes.
All right.
So we've just harvested them because of the cold weather that is almost dawning. But now we are putting the cabbages, which will do well in the summer season.
All right.
In the winter season.
In the winter season. So are you looking to expand the potatoes?
The potatoes...
Necessarily, maybe considering the results that you got, are you going to be expanding?
Yeah, we are considering expanding so that at the end of the day, because they were quite very popular in the market, we couldn't supply the demand, we couldn't meet the demand.
Really?
So we are hoping that in the coming summer or spring, when we start again doing the potato, we'll do a bigger place.
That's nice. Because you know what, most farmers, when I talk to farmers, they usually say, you know, if I want to do something, hey, market, people are always crying. Market.
Yeah, market is very important when you are in this business. Because sometimes it's flooded.
That's very true.
Sometimes there's no market. So you really need to study and also be assisted by our very much just from the school, so that they can actually analyze and see the market trend.
All right.
Is it now wise to plant or it's not wise? Normally it's always encouraged that you take advantage when the market, when there is less supply in the market, so that at least you are able to get the market for your products.
All right. So have you ever had a situation where you have your harvest ready and then the market is flooded?
Yes, we've had that situation. Normally, especially when you're looking at now at the tomatoes. Tomatoes, there is a fluctuation within the market for this product.
For tomatoes, yes.
Normally, you will find that after the rain season, when there's an open field crop, there's a flood of the tomatoes.
Yes.
And during the winter season and the rain season, because the open field doesn't do well, the greenhouse tomatoes, that's when they actually do very well.
All right.
Actually, we've had situations in the just past summer season when the whole market, especially the surrounding areas, they were coming to this place looking for the tomatoes.
So they were actually looking for the tomatoes.
Looking for the tomatoes. It's rather the market coming to us rather than us now. When they are flooded, we're now trying to go to them.
Yes. So that is now the advantage of using
the greenhouse.
Yeah, that is something. I think farmers need to know that. I think you can hear what he is explaining to us. When everyone has got this field, they will be having all their tomatoes. But at that time, when everyone has them or everyone doesn't have them, you will be the king. And
yes, you'll be the king.
Also, they started with this greenhouse.
So this was our initial or our
first greenhouse. What is the size of this one?
This one is 100 square meter.
100 square meter one. Yeah, because so many people, when they hear about greenhouses, they think you have to have
a big one.
That one that can get.
I like the sense that he started with a sort of like a
smaller one. Yes, a sample.
And he observed and he discovered that this can be done. Considering my situation or considering the situation at the farm. But sometimes when it comes to time or some situations, they differ from farm to farm. So I think they noticed that this is a feasible project.
Right. So I've got two questions. I think maybe before we get inside, you said there was a time you got to a time when it was flooded. I want to ask how you managed or how did you deal with that situation?
Okay. I think what we did for when it is flooded, we had to do drying the tomatoes.
Okay.
So that at the end of the day, we will be having like mfushwa.
Mfushwa, yes.
So it's an alternative that you can also dry the tomatoes.
So it means you are not going to lose the whole thing. All right.
At least you'll be able to sell like nowadays when people love mfushwa. So you'll be able to sell the dried tomatoes.
All right. So I've heard Gujanzi, they actually cost more. Is it true?
Yeah. I understand NAST, National University of Science in Bulawayo, is making powder. They crush them after drying them. They make it as a powder. Then you can use it as a powder. And the value and the cost is much higher than
a normal tomato.
When compared to fresh tomatoes.
All right.
Yeah, it's only that farmers were not exposed some of these things. We just think when it is flooded, we throw away
the tomatoes. So
you can come in and see our first greenhouse. So normally at the farm, like what I want to say is, it's very important that we have the biosecurity. Biosecurity itself is important in that you protect your crops from any foreign foreign be it diseases that may be brought in, like for yourself, we are coming out of the farm. You never know.
Yeah, we never know.
So in this greenhouse, this is our greenhouse 1. Currently, this is the second crop that is in the greenhouse. And you'll find that if you check at our signage, you'll find that it has already gone. It was planted in, is it November? Sorry, August.
August, yes.
August last year. So we are almost now, that's 4 plus 5 months, that's almost 9 months.
9 months.
Ever since it was planted.
So you've been harvesting
yes.
every week?
No, for greenhouse, every after 4 days.
Huh?
Yeah.
Every 4 days?
Every 4 days you'll be harvesting.
That's like almost twice a week.
Yeah.
That is interesting.
So the amount that you get per week, cannot per lifespan for the tomato in the greenhouse is more than the one that you can get in the open field.
Right.
So every 4 days you're harvesting.
You're harvesting.
Yeah.
And like how many kgs, especially like for this one?
Averagely, our kgs were how much, Mr. Prince?
Per harvest.
Per
harvest, we are talking of 200 to 250 kgs.
Every 4 days?
Yeah, when it is at the peak.
At the peak?
Yeah.
But it can go down to 150 around there.
But still, that is nice, eh?
So we're talking of about averagely about 5 sandak every week.
Every week, yeah? So the question now that I have is, because I was told that this one was your first, right? What made you to say, okay, I put this one, but now I need to put another one, and then another one, and then another one?
I think you find the period that you harvest for these tomatoes, 9 months to 12 months harvesting only, whereas compared to the open field where maybe 3 weeks, 2 weeks, the tomatoes is done. But for the greenhouse now, there is a continual harvest for a period of
time. It's like you've got your sort of combi.
Yes.
Oh, you're just collecting one.
Just collecting. You don't need to put in every after a harvest.
Yes.
You just need this sterilizing, like the layering that they are doing. It enables you to harvest for a longer
period of time.
So which means you are able to reap. Like for this one, I think it's initial. I think how many tons did you manage?
6 tons.
6 tons.
6 tons.
Yeah.
From this
100 square meter greenhouse, we harvested 6 tons. So you can imagine.
Yeah.
How many hectares for the maize that you can harvest.
Yeah, I can.
With that, it gives you impetus to say, let me add.
Yeah.
If I have 6 tons from this, let me have a bigger one. Or we have 12 tons.
12 tons.
Let me have more.
Another one.
Or we have 100
tons.
So that's the game that we are having.
Yes.
And also the greenhouse, the advantage of it is normally the protection from pests. Pest attack are able to be controlled easily rather than the open field.
Yeah, that's true.
Because already
because even when I'm just looking, even if I'm not an expert when it comes to tomatoes, I can see that this one is healthy, and you can see that it's being taken care of. It's much better than some of the ones that we see outside.
Is it?
Just by looking at it.
And to take
amazing.
Okay.
6 to 9 months collecting money every week.
Yeah.
So it's like you just set up your thing, and then you come and it will be like an ATM. You just go and collect. You just go and collect money. The types, maybe the varieties.
Okay.
Were you having, or do you have the same variety, or have you tried different varieties when it comes to tomatoes?
Okay. Normally for tomatoes in the greenhouse, they need what are known as the hybrid.
All right.
Is it? So for us, we've tried 2 varieties of tomatoes, which are Trinity as well as Candela.
All right.
So you find that this is now, in this one, we've mixed the 2, Trinity and Candela. But from our observations and the market, normally is the market which determines the size.
All right.
So we found that the Trinity does quite well. I think if you come this side,
Trinity does well
yeah,
than Candela.
this is Trinity.
Uh-huh.
So you find that even the number of, because normally as a farmer, what you are interested in are you look at the fork, the number of flowers on each fork.
All right.
So this is what makes money.
All right.
This number of flowers.
This is where the money is.
This is where the money is. It's not just having the tomatoes.
The tomatoes,
but
yeah.
you have to look at the
number
of flowers. Is it? So
you call it a fork. All right.
Call it a fork. So it's very important that you get a fork that has more flowers.
All right.
And so for more flowers will also determine the quantities
All right.
of tomatoes.
All right.
It's not just a matter of having tomatoes, but you also need to have more of them.
More of them.
Especially if you look at this fork.
Yeah, this one. Yeah.
So you can find that it's 2, 4, 6, 8.
2, 4, 6, 8, 9.
About 9.
9 plants per each fork.
Per each fork.
This will also determine
obviously the
your
money.
volume and as well as
The money that
you get.
All right. So what is the difference now when it comes to these ones?
You will find that for the Trinity, like what we've already indicated or shown you, but for Trinity there's more.
It has got more, and this one doesn't have.
No, the Candela one you find is slightly
lesser.
But the Candela ones are
They
in
are
terms
bigger.
of their size, they are bigger.
All right.
Some markets don't require bigger tomatoes; they require medium.
All right.
So it depends which market you're supplying. So for ours, mainly it's medium. That's what
Okay.
they go for.
All right.
Well, not that's what I want.
Yeah. That's
They want more than.
they prefer having more. That's true.
So
They prefer
when you
having more.
count them and you find that there are 15 for $1,
And then
you
this
find
one
those
is-
ones there are 10. People say, I want.
I want these ones. Yeah.
So
that's
normally
true.
the Trinity ones are medium tomatoes, aren't it? So there will be more. So people normally in our local market, they fancy these ones.
All right. So these tomatoes, you are only supplying them locally.
No, we are supplying them locally as well as for the Harare market.
All right.
There's
All
also
right.
another Harare market that we supply.
All right. Yeah.
Normally you find that when it my big, they normally want the
bigger
ones because once they cut the slice, it's easier.
It's easier to just put
the
it.
bakers,
Yes.
But for these ones, for the general cooking, they just want the medium-sized one.
All right. So when someone is starting this, they have to also take into consideration that
Yes,
the market.
it's very important that you know what market you want to supply.
All right.
What does the market want?
All right.
Does it want bigger size or they want medium size or even smaller size?
Smaller size. Or there are also other ones that will actually give you smaller ones.
That will be very small.
All right.
Especially for the hotels and so forth.
Yes, they want to.
Those small ones.
Yes.
So after realizing that maybe our market continues to demand more, we then requested a bigger one now.
So this one is not a bigger one.
This one is not a bigger one.
How big is this one?
This one now is 300
300
square meters, which is in a combination of this and that.
A combination of this one. So it's like this one is at 200.
So here, 200.
All right.
So it makes
500
plus this one.
plus this one is
8, which is 300. The total becomes 800 square meters.
all right. So I have got a question for you, Mr. Cham. When I buy this, because I know some of the people want to know about these ones. If I buy this, am I going to then look for this thing?
No. Usually greenhouse package, a turnkey project. We give you everything.
Everything.
When we mean everything, we only exclude the inputs.
The inputs.
Everything in terms of structural. Like this is called a fertigation system with a filtration system there. We give it to our customers, and the drip irrigation as well.
All right.
It really supports structure. Even the biosecurity, we don't just give you the chemicals, but you also get that package as well.
Yeah. So, because I know some people will say, I also want to do greenhouses. Can you get in?
Yeah.
They will say, I also want to do greenhouses, but you know what? I will have to buy the greenhouse, and then after that, I start looking for these.
Oh,
No.
for the drip lines.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, it's a thing.
It's a turnkey project. All right. So, yeah, you can
for
continue
this
on
one,
this one.
this is our new greenhouse structure. It's under preparation. Already the the superstructure is in place. So now we are working in the field.
The field, yes.
So what normally happens? So what happened is that we took some soil samples.
All right.
Agri Rocket actually did that service for us. They took some soil samples to find out the nutrients of our
the soil.
Soil.
Yes.
And what it is that we can improve on it. So they gave us the results of the nutrients and what we need to do. So now, what we are doing now with these trenches, we are now preparing now like a menu that we're given now to say, how do we improve your soil?
All right.
So we've already done the one that is covered.
All right, the first one.
The first one.
All
such as addition of Moitishi Prince. Please, maybe my Prince can take over for that.
Maybe you can explain some of those ones.
Okay, so on this one, we did a 60 centimeter trench, and then we had to put NTU, first layer, for about 10 centimeters. Then we did put maize stalks.
All right.
Mashanga.
Mashanga,
We did put maize stalks. And then we did put manure on top. We did put NTU foot.
All right.
On top of that.
All right.
The main idea behind NTU is to try and strengthen our soil. As you can see, this is sandy loam.
Yeah, sandy loam.
The greater portion is sandy.
All right.
So we wanted to put something that can hold on to nutrients.
All right.
And NTU performs well.
All right.
Towards that side.
All right. So the question is, did you do it also on those ones?
Yes.
All right. All right. Yeah, because I did it also to understand. I also have another question. The soil sample, is it for this portion or is like for all the greenhouses? Every greenhouse has
it's got its own. Yes.
Or every greenhouse has yes.
Yes.
All right.
Because it can vary.
It can just vary, just like, I understand. Because, I would say, we did the sales sample already, and then we keep on.
No.
We keep on doing it.
You have to repeat so that at the end of the day, you do the
All right, so after finishing this, then you start, what do? You start connecting these ones?
The drip lines are already...
They're already in place.
Except the line, the main line is already in place.
All right.
What is left is once the trenches
are finished,
nutrients have been done, then you simply need to connect them.
All right. So are you going to do this every time after you finish harvesting? You do this again?
No.
It's just
you find once we did that. Once we've done what we did on the nutrients component, it will take almost 10 more years.
Oh, all right. So
then we retest again. But we can continually test so that we are able to know whether the nutrients are still adequate or we need to redo again.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Because you find the 60 centimeter depth is all of nutrients.
Yeah, for 60 centimeters. And the roots of tomatoes, they don't go, do they go 60 centimeters?
Around 40, 50.
All right. Yeah, so it's like all the way down, they'll be having all the nutrients.
Yeah.
Nice.
This is our winter crop that is already in the field. And we are looking forward that by normally June, July, it will be ready.
All right.
And as usual, the market will also be favoring them.
All right.
Because normally the cabbage market, it floods after the winter season.
After the winter season.
Yeah.
All
so
right.
during the winter season, they will be in short supply.
All right. So there's no need for them also to be in greenhouses.
No, in terms of retain.
All right.
It's not favorable for cabbages.
Oh.
So you find that for the cabbage, it's only a once-off crop.
You just take it and then nothing else.
Yeah. So yes, people can put it in the greenhouse, but it's not profitable for the farmer to do that.
All right.
Because in the greenhouse, you want something that you harvest several times.
You want an ATM.
Yes.
You want an ATM.
So normally, cabbages are open field crop, but
Alright.
yes, you can for rotational purposes.
All right.
I'm sure you are allowed to put them in the
All right.
greenhouse.
So I'm seeing these tanks. How many liters?
Each of these things carries 5,000 liters.
All right.
So you'll find that for our tanks here, with 20,000
20,000.
liters, plus our small other tank for 2.5.
All right. So it's the one that is supplying on that side.
Yeah, the tanks, they supply
The whole
the
place.
whole place.
All right.
It's
One-
connected up, linked up with the greenhouse again.
All right. Even the one for the section 1. You said
It's
section
a
one.
different area.
Or is it
Each
different? area?
section has got its own water source.
All right.
Like for this place, we're operating 2 bores
Okay.
that are supplying the requirements for the section.
Section. So this section has got 2 bowls. All right. So yeah.
So the section are interlinked. They
Okay.
can intersupply each other.
Okay.
So if we have a problem in section 1,
Yeah.
the guys here can pump water to section 1.
All right.
If these guys have got also problem here, you can still supply from
All
the
right.
other section.
Because you know what? I have got a farm, so I have 1 bowl. So
It must be a proficient one. If it is prolific, you can have 1 bowl.
You can
as
have
long
one
as
bowl.
It's prolific. Yeah, you can have 1 bowl.
because you know what? I'm actually starting to like, I only have 1.
Because the reason why, like for this place, we had to have an additional bowl
Yeah.
is that we had noted that the one that we have cannot supply. So why can't we have 2 so that at least we can augment the supplies?
All right.
So it's about the volume that your bowl can yield.
All right.
Ah.
Hey, so these ones for 1 bowl, can it be able to sustain it?
Yes,
1 bowl,
it can.
or maybe if you have
As long
one
as
in
you, because normally it's a drip irrigation system that we use.
Yeah.
So drip irrigation is crop specific, it's plant specific.
Per plant.
Per plant.
So you don't necessarily
You don't necessarily need a lot of water.
All right.
You see, as long as you can supply adequate water for each plant, it's still okay.
Yeah. Ah.
So which means the 5,000 liter tank
Yeah.
is able to feed maybe this 3, 4 greenhouse.
All right.
Don't
Yeah, that's much better. So I'm gonna have my greenhouse. Mr. Jam, I need a greenhouse.
But I want you to take note of this.
Yeah.
See that they have water.
Yeah.
Because in farming, water is capital.
Yes.
You'd see that our white farmers,
Yeah.
before they start anything, they make sure they have irrigation system in place.
Yeah.
Moisture is one of the parameters that
Determine.
contributes a lot,
Yes.
a lot of success or failure to your farming.
Yeah.
So water, not two ways about it.
There's no negotiation.
There's no. And you could see the level of how a person is organized by water. Only measuring water. You
Yeah.
see that this one is
Is ready to take things to the highest
to another
level.
level.
Yeah.
like our sorting shed.
All right.
So once we have harvested, we bring our crops to this place.
Mm-hmm.
So you can see our ladies here.
Yeah.
They're actually doing the grading.
All
We
right.
grade the tomatoes and we make sure that they are all clean, nice and clean
Yeah.
before they are taken to the market. So the
Alright.
grading shed is an important tool that the farmer must have
All right.
so that your workers, they work smartly,
Smartly. Yes. Yes. Yes.
as you can see.
Yeah.
So this is our harvest. So they are simply now trying to clean and make sure that they are ready for
They
the
are
market.
ready for the market.
Yeah.
So
So it's also important that where you grade must also be clean.
yeah.
You can see that it is very neatly,
Very neat.
and even the ladies themselves, they must be clean. And
Yes. They are clean and they are very nice. They're smiling. They're happy.
so that the product that they also prepare
Yeah.
is smart
Yes,
and
yes.
acceptable,
And
by,
acceptable.
by the customer.
All right. So tomatoes are graded There's grade A, grade. Do they also have like this grade has got a higher price, this one has got a, or it's just same price for everything?
Normally, what happens is the size. Normally, you find that they can be very small like this one.
All right.
And so normally we try to make sure that we separate. After the cleaning, they have to separate, make sure that these ones are better grade. Kana munhu wakazoakida grade C grade. And also there are others which we call unmarketable. Those are the ones that we normally process into or dry.
All right, dry it. All right.
Sakavanto breakages. So you must make sure that when you grade, you separate the broken, the zvakanaka akaita sei, all those things also happens. And sezvakaita normally these ones are deformed. We also have to separate them to say these ones they cannot go to the market.
All right.
We want the ones that are even.
All right.
So you can find this one is quite well even, and even the customer is enticed.
I remember what you said that time with the even skinny
So also the one advantage that we also note for the greenhouse is that the tomatoes are a bit firm. Which means that they've got a longer shelf-span than the open field.
All right.
So that's one thing that mainly customers.
So how long can this one go for?
More than 7 days.
All right.
So 14 days, depending on the. Now it depends how you are.
The conditions, yes. Yeah, the conditions.
The storing conditions.
All right.
But it's all chilling area. It can stay longer. So that people can just take them out.
Do you want to add something?
I think this is smart. You can see the level of passion, the level of seriousness. You can see that the farmer is in it.
Yeah, in it. You can see what I can see even this. You can see that they are ready to go. Nice.
Maybe I might want to say farming is not mainly focused on theory, but it has to be practical and theory in combination.
Yes.
Yes, because if you rely much on theory and not practical, try to get into it, you will fail. So it goes with the experience. You try the first time, you fail, you try the second time, the third time you nail.
You know what to do.
Yes, so it's a matter of time. You take time, you improve from the mistakes that you identify.
Yes.
This brings us back to the idea of record keeping. You need to revisit to whatever you do. In a certain production line. Yes.
Thank you so much for that. People will need to know these things. This is very important. Because it's for me, some of us status last week.